Hey everybody, I wanted to show you guys what I've done to solve the sliding door problem on the Nissan NV. Those of you that have a Nissan NV will know that the sliding door has an issue. It sometimes will not open. There are two issues with the sliding door. One is when you go to lock the door with the electric locks, the door will not lock. That's an electric issue covered in a previous video. This video is the issue where you're inside the van and you go to hit the button. Here, I'll show you the button. You go to hit this button right here to get out, and it just feels spongy. It doesn't feel right, and the door will not open. It's jammed. So we're gonna show you what I've done to fix that. I've actually had this fixed for a few months now. I finally figured out something that seems to be working. There's a lot of wind. Hopefully you guys can, that's not gonna ruin the video or I have to do it again, but so I fixed this, but I waited like 3 months to make sure that it was in fact fixed. I didn't want to do another video where I thought I fixed it and turns out that I didn't. So that being said, I'm pretty confident that this has fixed it. It hasn't done it since, you know, the whole time since the fix. Now, you'll notice if you shut the door, the sliding door lightly, like if you don't give it a good forceful shut, this problem happens almost every single time. At least it did for me. If the door is, you know, closed easily, like slightly just kind of slid closed, this problem happened every single time. So let me show you the two things that I've done. One solves the problem and the other one is just an insurance policy. Okay, so let's open up the sliding door here. So the sliding door is open right here, right? Now you'll notice up here there is a latch for the door here. There is a latch for the door here. And then there is a latch for the door here. This is what powers the door. So if you're having the electrical problem where the door won't lock or unlock with the electrical locks, this is the problem. Reminder covered in a previous video. So these are the latches, okay? So you'll notice on this latch, hopefully you can see this. If not, you're just going to take my word for it. You'll notice that there are arrows on the latch, okay? These arrows point towards the outside of the van, not towards the inside. This one does not have arrows at all, okay? So this one doesn't have any arrows, but this one does have arrows pointed to the outside. This one has arrows that point to the inside normally. So I just decided to try and flip this latch around the other way just to see what would happen. So, I mean, it just made sense that these arrows would point to the outside, not the inside. So I took this latch off, flipped it around the other way, and lo and behold, that solved the problem. I have not had this door jam up since I've done that. And you can close it as light as you want. You can close it as heavy as you want now. It doesn't jam up. So that's been my fix and my personal experience. I just turned this latch around so the arrows face out. You can't screw it up. There's only one way it can go on. So you take these two screws out, and they're Torx bits, and flip them around the other way, and that should solve your problem. Okay, now let's close the door, and I'll show you the insurance. I'll show you the insurance policy that I've kind of got for myself now, because having that door not open is super alarming. I mean, that is like a very bad thing. I can't believe that there's not a recall for this. It's really disturbing that it's never been recalled. So let me stick my magnet light right here so we can see what we're doing. But let me show you what I did step by step. And this is an unnecessary part of the fix, but for me it was necessary because I wanted a plan B, so to speak. So let me show you what I did. Here is the mechanism. There's normally a wood panel here that's got these plastic push pins in. You can get the right tool and pop these out, no problem. You can buy new pins where it's super easy to just put brand new ones in, or you can just be super careful with a screwdriver and pop these out one at a time with a screwdriver. Whatever way you choose, you know, they come out super easy. So you pop out all the plastic pins, take the door panel off, and then behind here will be a plastic cover that's glued around the outside. That glue is very pliable. You just pull it off. Here's that plastic piece right there so you can see it. All right, now this mechanism, see when you hit the button, I'm hitting the button, you can't see me hitting the button, but I'm hitting the button. See, when you hit the button, this cable, God man, this is hard to do. Let me put this down here. Okay, so when you hit this button, this is the actuating cable right here. This is the actuation cable. And what I think is happening is this is just a weak setup, man. This is just a very poorly designed setup. There's no leverage on this at all. It's just like a bike cable that runs up to this lever. There's not enough oomph on this cable if that latch gets bound up. I mean, you can't pull this hard enough. So if that latch gets bound up and you have to really yank on this, that you just can't with this button. So you'll notice right behind this cable where it connects, I don't know how much of this you guys can see. You're just gonna have to take my word and take it apart and look at it yourself if you can't see. But right behind where this cable connects, there's a hole. I ran a piece of paracord. Here's the paracord. This is just 550 paracord right here. And I put it through that hole that's right there next to where the cable's at, directly beside it. Tied a knot in it, so now I have this piece of paracord right here. You see this? Just running from here. So it goes from here up to here, and then I drilled a 3/8 hole right here, put in a 3/8 grommet right here, ran the paracord out the hole, tied it to, you know, a piece of PVC. This could be a dowel if you wanted it to look nicer or whatever, but this could be anything you want. Could be a, you know, the handle from a, you know, from a lawnmower. It could just be anything you want. But the point is that if that were to jam up for any reason, this button up here, if this doesn't push down and it gets spongy, you can pull this with so much more force. I mean, it's not even close. First of all, it's a direct shot to the lever. It's a direct shot. It's not running around a bunch of different ways. It's direct to that lever, and you can pull this, you know, I'm sitting on my butt, and I just gave that just a little tug, and it, you know, and it opens the latch, you know. So you can see there's a lot more leverage. And I think if that were to bind up again, I would be able to pull this and unjam this mechanism super easy, no problem. So that's what I've done to fix this van door lock issue. If you guys try this, please come back to the comments and comment and let me know if it worked for you. Because you take this to the dealer, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to fix it. They'll replace your latch, but that doesn't fix it. They're just going to replace it with the same latch that you have. That's not the problem. The problem is it's a bad design. It needs to be redesigned. So that being said, guys, that's what I've done to fix it. Comment in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next video. I hope this helps anybody that has a Nissan NV. We'll talk at you later. On that end.